I played Cyberpunk on release. It didn't really run particularly well on the gaming laptop I had at the time, but I was still really enjoying myself in the prologue. I met Jackie outside the Maelstrom Gang hideout when you have to retrieve the bot from Dum Dum, reach the door, and then the game fucking crashed. And when I reopened the game, my game was just bugged and I couldn't progress the game any further. I read about the state of the game online, realized it was broken to shit, and then I refunded it and did not think about it until 2023. But with the impending release of the DLC, the marketing about the game being fixed, and a Steam sale, I decided to give the game another shot. And now, almost 200 hours later, I can't stop thinking about Cyberpunk 2077. There is just something about this game that I cannot shake. Driving around the city with the Pacific Dreams radio station playing in the background, and you catch a look at that skyline. The blinding neon lights dancing in the sky. And that's when you understand why people keep crawling back to this hellhole. But if you're watching this, you'll probably watch other people gush over this game, and probably want to hear me gush about the same things, like the graphics and the characters and Panam's magnificent ass, and I will gush about those things. But before that, let me provide you with a different perspective and a pretty controversial opinion. I don't really care about Jackie's death. Now, before I get burnt on a stake, let me clarify. I love Jackie. He is a lovable goof and a great character for what he represents in the story. But I just think that his death was not that effective emotionally to me. You just don't spend enough time with him. And there's only so much heavy lifting that a 30-second montage of V and Jackie spending time together can do to get you invested in their deep friendship. I can conceptually understand that the 6 months they spent doing gigs as a duo really strengthened their bond, but you, as a player, don't get to experience any of it, which really sucks. Because I want to get invested into Jackie's story. And while I don't particularly feel much when Jackie dies, the ofrenda is another matter entirely. That first phone call with Mama Wells was really tough the first time around. What can you say to a grieving mother who has lost all her sons to this metaphorical anglerfish that is Night City? All we can do now is be there for Mama Wells and give him a deserving send-off. After all, Jackie was just a Haywood boy, pining for something more than the circumstances of his life. Even the whole sequence with Misty choosing a tribute for the ofrenda, I mean, how are you supposed to distill a life lived to just a single item? Jackie's ofrenda is special because it encapsulates everything that this game does best. The details in the scene, the writing, the characterization is all top tier. Something that I think is not talked about enough is how this game does cutscenes. Talking about what this game does best is the cutscenes. I'm 100% for real on God serious when I say that this game has ruined cutscenes for me. Let me illustrate that with a couple of examples. When you first meet Victor during Act 1, you enter his clinic and you see him working on his Ripper Dog surgical instrument gauntlet looking thing with a screwdriver. After a bit of conversation, you can see him coolly flick the screwdriver he was using on the table and kick the chair in position next to where V is going to be sitting. This little interaction adds so much character to Victor's personality, and I don't think it would have worked the same way if it was a typical cutscene or, God forbid, one of those Starfield-ass conversations where the characters are staring directly into your soul.
Well, does it
What are you
mean
doing?
anything
What are you doing?
else?
Are you staring at them?
Yeah, dude, Charlie's looking right at me.
Stop it. Dude, stop it. Hey, stop playing it. Stop.
Even in the ofrenda, which is essentially just a long cutscene, when Victor is giving his eulogy, there is a moment that has always stuck with me. When he's holding the boxing gloves and he brings them up to his face and gives them a kiss, or maybe he's trying to hold his emotions in, I'm not really sure on that one, but whatever it is, it adds to the emotion of that scene. A completely unnecessary detail, but an important one. After V gives their eulogy, you even have a chance to talk to the people there. Vic, Padre, Pepe, and talk to them about what Jackie meant to them. CDPR did not have to do any of this, but they did. because they know, regardless of the impact of Jackie's death on the player, his death would have a deep impact on the people Jackie knew for years before even meeting B, adding so much more life to these binary bits, zeros and one that we perceive as characters. Cyberpunk 2077 works as well as it does due to the commitment to the first person perspective. The scale of the city feels lifelike because you're stuck in that first person POV. And I think this is obvious when looking at The Witcher 3. I love The Witcher 3. I think it's an incredible RPG with one of my favorite stories in games ever. But I just could not get as immersed in the game as I am in Cyberpunk because of that third person perspective. We've been talking about Jackie's death for a while now, so let's use that as an example. When we're getting away in the Delamain, as Jackie does in front of you, he's staring directly at you. Not just we, but also the player. That scene is so fucking raw, and I don't think that scene would have worked as well if it wasn't first person. Every major story moment, whether that be in the base game or the DLC, from talking to Sky, the president's plane crashing above us, Panem's magnificent introduction, Aurora looking into my soul. Why CDPR? Why kill her? Why? Anyways, the point being that this game makes you feel like we. Everything is just so well animated and detailed, and it really makes you immersed in this world and the story. On my first playthrough after leaving the bar, I just drove around Night City. I don't know how, but somehow this game made me feel grief for a friend I never had or will ever have. This is when I knew Cyberpunk was special. I know how buggy the launch of the game was. It was a disaster. But most of the things that people praise this game for now, over 4 years later, are things that this game has always done well. The world design, the graphics, the dialogue, and the characters have remained unchanged since the launch of this game. Cyberpunk has made a lasting impression on me. I've seen Edge Runners, I've read the lore books, I'm currently listening to No Coincidence as an audiobook, and listen to the music from this game every single day. And this game even got me to finally watch both Blade Runner movies, both bangers. All of this because of how incredible this world feels. Much like how Thane Bishop said in his first Cyberpunk video, why would I want to use fast travel in a world that is this interesting and unique? This world and setting just fucking gets me, man. And just like him, I didn't realize fast travel even existed until deep into the mid-game. And even after I discovered it, I have hardly used it in my 200 hours playing this game. As filthy as the city is, no matter how dystopian or dangerous it is, no matter if you can be unceremoniously killed because a random gang fight erupted while you were trying to just drive home, no matter how much I know this, for some reason, the bright neon lights and the advertisements and the glitz and the glamour drown all of that out. Night City preys on the hopeful, chews them up and spits them out, and the cycle continues on and on and on and on and on and on and on.